John, you and I have been friends for 6 years now, and I don't know if you realize, but you've been a huge influence over me and a huge inspiration to me in my career and in my personal life. I wanted to start off by asking you how you even got into acting in the first place. So I was just wondering what got you involved in it? What sparked your interest?
Well, it was always a dream of mine to be involved in it, but I never thought I could because it was only something that was in movies. Actors were people that I saw up on the screen. I was always one of those scared kids, but as soon as I was on a stage, I felt like I knew where I was, or I felt at home. Passion's important, isn't it?
Absolutely. Well, it's infectious. It makes people want to come around.
And so French.
Well, you've also played a lot of villains in your career. That's been sort of your thing.
Villains, yeah.
Why do you think, do you have a hypothesis as to why that is, or is that just what's come your way?
But I try to figure it out, and I think, well, don't think about it that much. But I got typed. And one of the first big parts I played was in a movie called 52 Pickup that John Frankenheimer did, where I played the most immoral man in the world and had such a wonderful time doing it. But it was very successful.
So have you seen like a huge change in your life from like pre-Smallville to post-Smallville? Has that shifted things for you at all, other than people saying, hey, you're Lex Luthor's dad?
I've never been around a group of people this long. 6 years.
That's a long time.
Longer than elementary school.
Yeah, it is,
Longer than junior high or high school or college. So it's
More
a
than
real
so.
family.
Yeah.
But I think how it's helped the growth of my work is, and then I found a really good teacher, this guy Milton Katsalis, who's quite an amazing man. So I've been working with him for 6 years now, which is quite wonderful.
What is it about acting that you're so passionate about? Do you know?
But I think we all have, any artist has a power to change people, to make people think about things that they wouldn't normally think about. So if we can do that with our work, and we're playing.
What sort of character would you like to jump into?
What would I like to do next? You know, I'm going to go do a Broadway show.
A musical?
A musical, which has been my dream since I was a little kid, to be in a musical.
Well, you sang in Terrence McNally's new show.
I've sung before, but this is a real big Broadway musical.
So you do a lot of work with the Alzheimer's Foundation. Can you talk about that a little bit?
My dad, when my mom died, I realized that my dad was having some kind of dementia. And I tried to be like an ostrich and stick my head in the sand and not see it. I wanted it to go away. And I ended up wasting a lot of precious time with him. So by the time I was ready to confront what was happening, he'd lost an ability to communicate, basically. And I called the Alzheimer's Association because I needed help, and they helped me. So I'm trying to give back what I can to them and tell the story so that, because there is so much Alzheimer's, and people are living longer and longer, so that other people won't make the mistakes that I made. Do it.
So Lionel Luthor is quite an archetype in the comic book stories and as a character in general, as sort of like ominous father figure who's kind of like leading everyone into the dark side. Have you felt like you've had a lot of input into this character, or do you feel like he was quite structured when you walked into it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you know, he wasn't really in the comic book. So I think both of us have kind of led them to where we've gone.
Chopin? I always thought you found him to be too sentimental.
No, Lex. I find that he sometimes lacks subtlety. Sometimes.
Do you approach playing a hero the same way as you approach playing a villain?
But I just try to make them human. Lionel Luthor is written a lot of times as a villain, but I like to sort of add a lot of love in it. And the fact that it's because his poor son is such a pathetic, spineless mess, that I'm trying to strengthen the poor thing.
Can you talk a little bit about working with Michael?
Michael?
Crazy Michael Rosenbaum?
Crazy, wonderful
Old Baldy?
Michael. Old Baldy, yeah. Michael is amazing, isn't he? He's the beautiful combination of yin and yang. He's such a hard worker. And he wants his work to be real and exciting and honest. All of the things we all want it to be. And he's got more energy, I think, than anybody I've ever seen. And it's quite an amazing man. We work very well together.
You really do. It plays really beautifully on
And he can
camera.
fart on cue.
Amazing.
Yeah, he's got more gas. But he uses it beautifully.
Did you hear that, Michael?
I love him dearly.
Who were you talking to when you decided to trash me behind my back?
So anyway, thank you so much for sitting with me and letting me probe you with questions.
You can probe me anytime you want, my dear.
I knew that that was what was going to come back. No, I learned so much from you all the time. And just having you in my life is just this incredible gift that I feel. And
You're a dream.
I think you're fantastic.
Well, I love you, Allison.
Yay, Jules Verne. Thank
Yeah.
you for providing us with the opportunity to talk.